Hey, this is Scott, and today I just wanted to quickly show you this L bracket for the Canon EOS-R and a few accessories that can help you to really make the most of it. This is the L bracket here, and when you take a closer look at it, I feel like it's closer to a camera half cage than an L bracket, and it's got some cool tricks up its sleeve to get the most out of the R for both photo and video. On the photo side of things, it's fairly simple. You get Swiss compatibility on both sides, so you can quickly swap from landscape to portrait orientation on a tripod without having to tilt the tripod head. This can help, of course, to keep your tripod steady and just make it easier to get level shots and generally just be an easier way to do things. As a little added bonus though, this part here on the front will hold it snug against the body of the camera, so you don't have to worry about this twisting. It also extends all the way to the right side of the camera, following and extending that grip a little bit, so if you feel like you need a little bit more space here, this can do that for you. But since this does cover the battery door, they've made a hinge here where you can quickly flap this part down and out of the way to change batteries. It works well, but when it's closed, there is a little bit of movement here. It really doesn't affect anything at all, but it always makes me feel a little bit weird, like something is loose when I grab the camera at first. They also include a mini tool here to help loosen and tighten the screws on here without needing to carry anything extra. It's held in place with a few little magnets and it's a really nice touch. Another small detail that I've been really grateful for with this L bracket is the ability to now use 2 screw threads to attach a video tripod plate using both the 3/8 inch and 1/4-20 screw threads to have a more twist-proof connection. Again, coupled with this design, that means this is also pretty twist-proof itself. The whole setup is really solid. As we're looking at the bottom, you've probably noticed a second screw here on the side, and that's something you don't see on a typical L bracket, and that will actually allow you to extend this left side maybe an inch or so away from the body of the camera, and there are a couple of useful things for that, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. So now let's go ahead and just attach this to the camera body, and again, make sure that you have this front section snug up against the body of the camera so that way it won't twist. I'm going to use this little tool that they've included and just tighten this down. It helps to line this up as well, just having this here really just quick and easy to attach, and that's all there is to it. Once again, just to quickly show you this flap here, just slide that over, and then you have full access to the battery compartment. Snap it down and you're good to go. The opening on the left side of the plate lets you access all of the ports on that side, and you can get an HDMI clamp like this one to screw right into the bottom of this and hold your HDMI really securely if you use it this way. Further up on the left side, you have some more screw threads that will let you attach something like this extra cold shoe here, and then you'll get a second shoe mount on here without even having a proper cage. And that's great if you have some combination of things like a small light, a microphone, a monitor, a wireless transmitter, and so on. So now you've got a pretty minimal setup that allows you to have 2 cold shoes. You have this HDMI clamp here. You have a non-twisting design that you can use on Swiss, or you can go ahead and use a video plate on the bottom of here using both of these screws to again further that non-twist design. And you know, there's just a lot you can do with this considering how minimal it really is. As you can kind of see now, although I do have the second cold shoe on here, putting a microphone is kind of blocked by the monitor on top of the camera, so this is one of the reasons that extending this left side is going to be beneficial for you, because it will allow you to get that second cold shoe away from the body a bit and have a little bit more clearance for things like this. Usually I would use some cable ties or something to clean up all of this mess here, but generally you can see the idea that you can now fit a on-camera monitor together with a microphone, and you have the space to have clearance for both of these things. So that's one of the benefits that you can get from extending this left side, but as you saw, I had to remove the little HDMI clamp down here to be able to extend it because it can no longer clamp onto that the way I have it set up now. But having this here is still going to stop you from bumping into that HDMI cable, so I think it's still pretty well protected just by having this left bracket here. Another option you have is replacing the left side of this bracket with a handle like this. It's all metal but pretty comfortable to hold, but unfortunately it doesn't attach all that quickly. The upside to this is that the hex wrench is actually stored right here in the handle itself, so you can always be ready to switch this setup without having to go digging around for the right size tool. In most cases, I think people will be using this one way or the other and not switching back and forth too much, so it's not too much of a problem. Anyway, let's get this attached. So now that I have this on here, you can see that the ports would be blocked on the left side if this were not extended, because this is not a kind of pass-through design. So you have to make sure that this is extended, and that's the other benefit, is that you can use it very comfortably with something like this and still have access to those ports on the side there. It is a little tight, so if you have a very thick or rigid cable, it might be a little bit tricky, but there is also this hollow space on the inside of the handle that does give you a little bit more room to curve the cable around if you need it here. Back to the handle though, you get an extra shoe mount as well as an RE style mounting point if you want to use something like a magic arm on here or something to attach an accessory, maybe a little bit more away from the body. Another benefit of this setup is, well, not extreme, holding the camera with two hands slightly further away from that central point can sometimes help smooth out handheld shots. So again, it's not extreme, but sometimes just a little bit more of a natural way to hold it. Of course, in terms of setup, you can use it like I just showed you, with a monitor in here and a microphone on here, or any combination of different things that you need to mount on here, or just with nothing, using it simply as an extra handle to get that more natural grip. That's all going to be up to you, but it is a really nice and comfortable way to have this set up, and I've liked using it this way over the past couple of weeks. My only two complaints here are maybe the looseness of this flap here, which just makes it feel a little bit weird when you pick it up at first. It really doesn't affect anything. And although I'm being very picky, I would love if this was a little bit faster to attach and detach, so you could go back and forth between a standard L bracket in this kind of two-handed grip more quickly. It only takes a minute, but again, I'm being picky here. If you're using the EOS-R on an Arca Swiss tripod, or for video where you might want a second cold shoe, a side grip, or something along these lines, this is going to be a great and practical choice aside from just getting an actual full-on cage. If you have any questions about these parts or any others, let me know down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Also, check the video description for links to all these parts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to see more content in the future, and hit that little bell icon to make sure you get notifications when new videos are uploaded. As always, thank you for watching.